Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I wasn't too sure whether I was going to film this today or tomorrow. It's my get ready with me using all my Shop My Stash products. I would normally have filmed this earlier on in the week, but we've been using that e.l.f. Retro Paradise eyeshadow palette. Had to think of the name then because it's such a long name. So this is really the first time I've been able to sit down and film, but it's quite late. It's quite late in the evening, and it seems a little bit pointless putting makeup on, but I don't know if I'm going to get around to doing it tomorrow, as I've got to do some shopping. So let's do it now. So first of all, let's put this on. So this is a recent find for me. This is the Technique lip oil and it is really good, guys. Technique is such an inexpensive brand if you don't know who they are. And normally I just put this on and then leave it on until I do my lip products and then I take it off. It's just because my lips are so dry at the moment. Right, and let's tie the hair up just a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with e.l.f. So this is the hydrating face primer. I did that quite aggressively then. I went e.l.f. Nearly knocking myself out in the process. But guys, is that anything new for me? I don't think it is. So we're going to be using this palette today, this Deck of Scarlet Grwm palette. I really like this one. There's quite a few hit and misses in the Deck of Scarlet collaborations, but Kim Tai did this and it's completely my vibe. I'll show you what it looks like. It just looks like that. It's absolutely beautiful. The lipstick I'm going to wear with it came with this collaboration. It really reminds me of the Fenty lipstick. I think it's in the shade Fussy. You get two lip creams, but they're really old at this point. You can tell they're old. Look at how dry they are. So at this point I wouldn't use them. Let me just go and see to the washer because I've got my mum's bedding that I need to wash and dry while this video is being filmed, and then I need to take them to her. So let me just sort that out and I'll be back. Right, so that again is going to go off in 13 minutes. It's going to spin in a minute, so it's going to get quite loud. I apologise for that, but it needs to be done today. And I'm going to try and dry it as well before I go out. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but her flat's quite warm, so it will probably dry faster in her flat than it would in my dryer. Like my broadband, my dryer is like drying things at snail's pace. It's only a small dryer though, it's not like a really big massive one. Right, so shall we look in this mirror? In the last few videos you've not really been able to see what I'm doing, so I apologise about that. I'll try and make it a little bit better by not having it like that. And I don't know if I like this primer. I did at first, this e.l.f. one, but I don't know if it makes me greasy. I mean, it probably doesn't help with the rest of my skincare products on it, because I've got the vitamin C moisturiser on. I've also got like a H2O like kind of serum on underneath that, and then I've got the eye gel on, and yeah, I don't know if it's making it greasy. If it is, I'm going to stop using that skin oil, but it says you need to use that before you use skin like moisturisers and night creams. I might just start using that for night creams, but literally there's about that much left. I've gone through that so quick. But yeah, this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. Like I said, I did like it when I originally bought it, so maybe I just need to try it with a few different products. Right, for foundation, I thought I was going to use the NYX one, the NYX Born to Glow, and show you again how awful it is, because I believe that foundation is awful, and I don't say this about many foundations. I'm not the type of person that is fussy about foundations at all. but I feel like this one is better. So we're using the Makeup Gallery Matte Me Over Long Lasting Foundation. It's vitamin enriched, and I wouldn't say it's too matte, I would say like it's a demi matte. And the reason I want to use this one over the other one is because I don't believe I've used it with this e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. So I want to see what they play like. I want to see what they are like together. And I don't know how I'm going to apply this. First I'm going to try it with a sponge. Oh gosh, it's so runny. Right, so there's quite a bit there, but we'll do it like that. But before I get into like blending it out and things, I've come up with like two kind of like whiteheads here. And I did like a Google search. Let me just get my sponge. Right, so I did a Google search and it says that it's they're caused by excessive oils. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. I don't tend to have oily skin, but it could be like the oils that I'm using on the skin. Like I said, I'm using that serum, so that like my skin, it might have something to do with that. So you can see I put quite a bit down, but it is really, really sheer. I might go in with a brush. They are pissing me off upstairs. I'm glad I'm not going to be here tonight. I'm staying at my mum's tonight. We're having a bit of a girls' night. Yesterday I bought some like Copperberg, strawberry and lime Copperberg for tonight. We're having KFC. And we're gonna, I think we're watching Chicago Fire. I've got the series there. And we've been watching that together. I'm not too sure if we're going to watch that or maybe there's a film on TV. But yeah, I'm not staying here. Part of me just feels like they're trying to like kind of get me out of my house. Because every night when I come home, I mean I wouldn't mind, but I come home late anyway. Most times it's like 12 or after 12. There'll be someone sat at the window upstairs in the pitch black. And I'm thinking, why are you sat in the pitch black? And then the noise will come. It's literally like they're running back and forth. And I've said to him, I've said, look, you know, I really don't want to have to report you, but he's not listening. I mean, it's like he's pushing me to report him. I hate, you know, the fact that I'm even thinking about it. Because I'm not that type of person that reports people. But I mean, am I supposed to just kind of like, just ignore it or try and ignore it? I've tried to ignore it. It's been ongoing for a year. And I was told by someone the other day that he took a picture of him, I think his girlfriend, and their 3 kids. No wonder it's noisy. These flats are made for like a 1-bedroom. It's a 1-bedroom flat, so it's made for 1-2 people at the most. I don't know why I'm using this sponge again because it soaks up all the product. Get the brush. I know what you'll be thinking, well, report me. There's not a lot they can do anyway. We're in a pandemic, we're in, you know, and that might be so. But the Housing Association can write him a letter. And then eventually, like when we're out of this pandemic, they will be able to do something about it. And he can't say I've not warned him. I've spoke to him, I want to say at least 10 times over this last year. What would you guys do if it was you? Anyway, I'm really, really looking forward to this KFC tonight. I had one last month as well. Me and my mum said this is going to be our treat once every month. get a KFC. It is quite expensive. I'm sure they put the prices up. So yeah, we're gonna do it every month. Or if not, go to KFC, have a different takeaway. Apart from pizza, I've really gone off pizza for some reason. Yeah, this is a real sheer foundation, guys. Which isn't a bad thing, you can build it up. They don't have many shades in Poundland. I think only about 3 or 4, and this one was a lighter shade. I knew it would be the right shade for me. It's practically the same shade as the next one, the NYX Born to Glow, so I would say it's light porcelain, that one, because it is practically the same shade. What I like to go in now is just like do the patting motion with this. This is what I had to do with the NYX Born to Glow, and it is a bit excessive, but it doesn't take too long. Right, and then I'm going to go in with a sponge just to make sure there's no marks, which there isn't. Okay, so I'm going to get a smaller mirror now because that is completely in your face, so let me go and get that. Really struggled to find my concealer then, so we're just using this one. So it's the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Let's see if we can... I want to see if I can get rid of those spots with this concealer. Yeah, a little bit. And you can still definitely see the redness underneath. But it's not as bad as when you could see it like underneath the foundation. So I would say the foundation is definitely a light to medium. It's probably not even a medium. If you went in constantly, you'd probably be able to get that medium coverage. And I'm really starting to like, that's the washing machine, so I'll go and check up on that in a second. Right, so let me go and do that now. Okay, so I've just put them in the dryer, so they'll take a while to dry. So let's go in with this NYX white base here, which isn't the best, but I do want to use it up. It's not even in Project Pan, but I have had it a while. I mean, that's not going anywhere, is it? It's practically full. Right, now we're going to move on to brows. So this one I've practically nearly done, guys. It is part of Project Pan, and then we'll be rolling something else in. I'm not too sure what yet. I've got a spot under my brow as well. It's only a tiny baby one, but boy does it hurt. I hate them spots that are in the hair. Can feel it there. See, it's just a tiny bit. I don't think I'll have finished it for this month's update. Probably next month's, because even though there's only a tiny bit here, I don't use that much of it and it tends to last forever. It's not a bad brow pencil, but it's not the best I've used either. And I don't even know what it was called because the writing's all come off. That's how long I've had it for. Right, and then I'm going in with this over the top. So it's the Makeup Gallery Slay the Brow Gel. and it says it's up to 24-hour wear. Well, I wouldn't know about that, but it does last. The only thing that's wrong with this, in my opinion, is they only do it in 2 shades. So they do it in brunette, which is this one, and then they do it in blonde. What about all those hair shades in between? So I guess they can't have it then. It's very, very good. Sticks all your loose brows in place. It's really, really nice. Right, so now we're going to go in with this e.l.f. powder here, which I'm really struggling, she says. Look, quite a bit's coming out today. I've been really struggling to get powder out of it. I don't think I'll need more than that anyway. Let's find the brush. Right, so I'm just going to use my Real Techniques setting brush. I find it's better for such a small area here. Then I'm just going to pat it, make sure there's no lines. So I don't have too many under eye setting powders. I've got this one. I've got the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, which are dedicated under eye setting powders. And then I've got a number 7 one that I use as an under eye setting powder as well. But these are the only, I'd say I've only really got 2 under eye setting powders. I quite like the look of the Becca one. Has anyone tried that Becca under eye setting powder? I'd really love to know your thoughts on it. Now we're going in with the e.l.f. just because I'm going to be putting that back on Monday and I want to see what it looks like with this foundation. I don't think I've tried it on with this foundation. I'm really liking it a lot more than I did initially. When I spoke about it, I've spoke about it a few times saying I'm not too sure if I like it, but I'm liking it a lot more, which is good. I like the fact that it's got a little lock so you're not losing loads of product. And I like the way it looks on the skin. I probably shouldn't have tried it with the NYX Born to Glow foundation though, because you're putting glow on top of glow. I mean, I know I like to be glowy, but you know, that's probably a little bit too much glow. But since this is a matte foundation, we'll see how it looks. So with this brush, with this powder, I'm going to use this brush. It's the Real Techniques Point L brush, which looks like that. I'm not using too much. I think the mistake I made is I'd been using too much of it. Feels really nice on the skin. It feels really finely milled, which I like from a powder. May as well go in with the rest that's on the cap. Yeah, so I really like that. It looks really, really natural and you can see the luminosity. I don't have any luminescent products. I was going to pull my Primark. It's like a liquid luminizer that I sometimes wear with foundations. I was going to pull that, but I decided to see what the foundation looks like with just this, and I'm glad I did, because obviously this is about as luminous as I would want it, because I've got highlighter and things going on as well. Right, contour. So my foundation brush is dropped. Right, so for contour, we are going to use this purely because it's nearly that time where I show you the progress that I've made. I don't know if I've used it that much. I mean, I have used it, but I don't know how much I've used it. I think I'm going to have to repress it. I'm really struggling to get some of the powders out. So when I've shown you the update for this month, I think I'll repress it. On this palette, you know, it's been no issue in me actually hitting any pans. Apart from obviously the highlighter, I've not even attempted the highlighters. The only highlighter that I've ever hit pan on is, I think it was Champagne Pop from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I must have been using that like crazy. I can't even remember me like hitting pan on it. But I pulled it a few months ago and I'm like, I've hit pan on that. Really, I should bring that into a project, that whole palette. But I don't know if I want to hit pan on everything, but then it will just go to waste, won't it, because it will go bad. But it's such a pretty palette and it's a collector's item as well. I suppose I could use the products and just keep the casing of it. I used to be a big massive fan of Jaclyn Hill and I'm not now. Not because of the drama that she's had and everything, but just because I don't watch her channel. I don't really watch bigger YouTuber channels anymore. I like to watch smaller YouTube channels. I get more enjoyment from that. So yeah, that's where I'm at the minute. I do still watch some bigger YouTubers. I watched Andrea Mattiliano yesterday. I watched her like Shop My Stash and I really enjoyed that. And there's others that I watch. I watch Samantha March from time to time, but for the most part it is smaller YouTubers that I tend to watch. I need my powder. Sorry about that. I just need this MUA Skin Define Hydro Powder just to kind of sculpt out that bronzer. Oh yeah, you can definitely see a glow here. And we've not even put highlighter on yet. It's really good powder. The problem is with me, I bitch about products and I'm like, I expected it to be better. One, I mean, I shouldn't really be doing that. I should be testing it for a good week or two before I even speak about it. So that's my bad. I'm sorry about that, guys. And two, you know, what can you expect? It's a drugstore product. You can't expect it to be all singing or dancing. But yeah, I really do like it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to blend it a little bit. Right, and then we're going to go in with the Dream palette. Let me just get that. Right, so I'm going to use the blush from this lovely Dream palette. Like I said, it's the Deck of Scarlet collaboration between Deck of Scarlet and Kim Tai. So we're going to go in with Tiara. This is very Disney, well not Disney, this is very princess themed, which I like about it. Oh, my skin's looking very glowy. I actually like it. Why wouldn't I, as a person who loves dewy skin? Okay. Right, highlighter. I just want to get my setting spray though. Right, so with highlighter, I've been putting setting spray on before it. So we're using this W7 Ready Set Glow in Rose Gold. Not my favourite, but I want to use it up. Whew. Right, so while that's kind of drying down a little bit, let's see what we're going to be working with for eyeshadows. Right, okay, so I'm going to go in with Tiara again as a transition shade, and then we'll go in, actually, oh, we'll use Myth, because that is a transition shade. I don't know what I'm doing with the rest. Let's just play it by ear. Let's get the brushes. None of them are there. Right, so it's took me all my time to find the brushes, so let's just go in with the highlighter. So it's called Fairy Dust, it's like that. I don't know if it's going to be a little bit too golden for me. So I've just colour switched this setting brush, so I'm going to use that. Oh, that's quite nice. Reminds me a little bit of the Madison Miller one I've got in the collection. It's not Star Island, can't even remember the name of it, but it's like Star Island and the Madison Miller Moon Dance. So now let's go in with that Mist shade. I'm going to go in with my cargo brush. I've been really enjoying using it. So this one here. Can't remember when I last used it. Oh, it's all creased already. The notifications on my phone are going like the clappers. I'm glad it's on silent. The one time I do actually remember to put my phone on silent when I'm filming. Yay me, I'm learning. I think that's enough. I think that's pigmented enough as a transition shade. Right, so let's do the blend before we go in with Crown, which is that deep red shade. Guys, I'm scared and I'm blending the wrong brush. I don't know why I'm so scared of eyeshadows. I mean, I can take it off. Be a bit of a hassle now because I've got all my face base on. And I'm going to my mum's soon. I'm trying to kind of hurry up a little bit. Right, so I'm liking how that looks. Right, so now let's go in with my BH Cosmetics 122, the one that I used yesterday, and we'll go in with Crown. Just in the outer V. I think I'll take it all throughout the crease. Deepen it up a little bit. That doesn't look too bad. Considering I'm a person that really doesn't like red burgundy toned eyeshadows. But I'm trying to be a little bit more experimental with eyeshadows. I've spoken to a few people about this in the comments. Just sick of the warm toned eyeshadow collection I've got. I mean, I like it and everything. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't like it. I really do. That's why I've got so many. But I'm really liking the look of other eyeshadow palettes. And wing that out a little bit. Right, so now let's put Enchanted on. That is without a doubt my favourite eyeshadow in the palette. It's like a beautiful rose gold. I'm gonna use the technique I've been using for the last few weeks. It's not really a technique, it's just putting eyeshadow on with this brush that I've got here, which is the accent brush. It goes on really nicely. And we're going to see what it looks like with the spray as well. So I'm going to put it on just with the brush first. So beautiful. Right, so that's what we're looking like. Let's spray the brush. Right, so the brush has been sprayed. Right, and I'm going to go in again with Crown on the outer corner because we've lost some pigment and I want that to show up. Okay, so now we're going to go into the lash line, and I think I'm going to just use Crown in the lash line. I know, it's so unlike me. Normally I would just cop out and use Myth because there's barely any colour there, but let's try and see what this is going to look like. Okay, I'm a bit scared, but let's just tap it lightly. That looks quite nice, and then we're going to go in with Fairy Dust in the inner corners. Okay, let's just put some of this on. Maybe through there a little bit as well. Like just taking it to the inner portion a little bit. Right, let me go and get the lipstick. I'm not going to have to take this oil off because the lipstick I'm wearing is a gloss. So let me go and get the lipstick and I'll be back soon. Okay, right, so the lipstick looks like this. Now, I don't know if it's a mini, but it just looks like that, and it doesn't say how much you get in it. It just says Deck of Scarlet High Shine Lip Gloss in the shade Love Spell. I think they did a really good job with it. So let's put some on. So my hair is looking mega short at this point. I know I've spoke about this in the past, but I did cut my hair. It's all one length, which I'm quite impressed with. I'm not a hairdresser. I did study hairdressing for a few weeks when I was really young, when I was 16. I think like 2 or 3 months I studied it for, but then I just wanted to do the beauty therapy part of it, so that's what I did. But it's not like I held sections of my hair up to do it. Basically all I did was do that and then do that on both sides. So yeah, I cut quite a bit off, as you probably would have seen. If you haven't seen it, it's on Beauty with Andy Vlogs. If you've not gone over to that channel, I would really appreciate your support on there as well. But yeah, it's looking mega short. I'm glad I didn't cut any more off than that. I mean, when it's curly anyway, it bounces up. But anyway, let's get back to the lipstick. I really like this lipstick, guys. Oh, and it smells absolutely divine, like vanilla cupcakes. So we'll do a last minute blend like I always do. Just a gentle blend. I like it. I like how it's turning out. This palette isn't going anywhere. I mean, just look how beautiful that is. I know it's very warm tones, and I was saying I don't like warm tones anymore. Well, I didn't actually say I don't like warm tones. I said I'm getting a bit fed up of warm toned eyeshadows, but the majority of the eyeshadow palettes in my collection are either warm tones or neutrals. I can't help that. I started out really liking neutrals when I first started on YouTube, and then I started getting into warm tones, and they're the kind of palettes I've been gravitating towards the most. Up until now, that is. I'm gravitating towards different kinds of palettes, which is a good thing. A bit of variety is the spice of life, as they say. So guys, this is what the look is looking like. Right, so now I'm going to order my KFC. Hopefully it won't take too long to get to my mum's house because I'll order it to go there. It's only a 10-minute walk for me to get there anyway. And like I said, this is the finished look. Hope you've enjoyed spending a little bit of time with me today. I really do appreciate your support on the channel. It means everything to me, guys. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.